Hi everyone, it's Juanita and welcome back to Mrs. Webb's house. So today's video, I am going to be doing a huge stock up video. Now I do a stock up like this probably like once a year, depending on how much family we get coming through the place, maybe twice a year, but definitely once a year. And this is just stocking up on a load of canned goods and some dried goods, dried pasta, dried beans, and all canned goods, canned vegetables, peas, carrots. Oh no, I don't think I got carrots this time, but you get the gist. Like peas, green beans, diced potatoes, ingredients that you can use to complete a meal. And sometimes we don't really think about it that way. We're just like, we've got the main thing, which is like maybe a protein or a pasta, but you really need those side dishes to make a complete meal and have it be nutritious, at least in my opinion anyway. I'm not a dietitian, but at least in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And okay guys, I finally got everything unpacked from that grocery haul, and as you can see here, it's a lot of cans, and I know that. But I usually do this about once a year to make sure that I have the ingredients that I'm going to need to make meals for my family throughout the year, basically. This is not a year's worth of cans, although it looks like it should be. But I do still have cans in my cabinet. I'm not out. I just like to make sure that I'm stocked up because I live in a rural area, and sometimes getting back and forth to the grocery store isn't as convenient as it would be if I lived in a city. So, so I have here like about 70 cans of various things: potatoes, peas, green beans, etc., cream of chicken soup. Over here I have some dried beans, pinto beans, black-eyed peas, and black beans down there. I have some pasta here, and grits, and some frozen vegetables over here. Some broccoli, Brussels sprouts, mixed vegetables, lima beans. And these are just some French fried onions and a little bit of granola. That's for me to go with my yogurt. But the reason why I do this is because it makes it easier for me to meal plan. So if I have everything on hand, like I said, I live in a rural area, so I don't have to run back and forth to the store for a can of this or 2 cans of that. I have everything on hand. And this would work too if you are working and you've got kids and you don't have time to stop at the grocery store every 5 minutes, or when you do stop at the grocery store, you end up spending 2-3 times as much as you would when you just went in for the 2 cans of whatever else it is you were trying to get. So I've learned over the years, for me anyway, this is the best way to do it. Now, I didn't order these cans according to a meal plan. What I'm going to do is use these cans and other groceries to meal plan and go from there. Now, the beans, I'm just going to cook these up and probably freeze them in individual portions or meal portions or whatever. 1 pound of beans, of dried beans, makes a lot of beans for you and your family. So if you like beans or you use them, in particular pinto beans, we use a lot in our burritos and such, like refried beans and etc., then this is a great option for you. Let me see, what else is there? I think the biggest thing for why I do this is to make sure that I have security in knowing that, you know, we'll be okay. That we'll be okay in case there's a hurricane, like recently the hurricanes that come through, in case there's some type of shortage, just in case. So I know it seems weird, I know it seems a little crazy, but it works. This works for me. So let me know what works for you guys. Do you guys have any other type of ways that you grocery shop to make sure that you have everything that you need? Do you go once a month? Do you go twice a month? Do you just use the pickup? What are, you know, some new ideas I may be able to, you know, employ some of those new ideas in my own things. But moving forward, as time goes on, I am starting a garden. And it's my first garden. I mean, I've grown things, you know, but this one is my first full-fledged in my backyard garden. And at some point I want to get into canning homegrown food, but for right now this is the next best thing for me. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, thanks for watching. Bye. I forgot. Now I have to put all this stuff up. Hey everybody. Okay, so this is the next day and I did get all the cans put up, and I thought you guys might like to see what they look like here in my pantry. So let me get this door open. There we go. All right, as you can see here, this is all of the cans. I got everything on one shelf. We did use a couple of cans the next day, you know, today, but overall I have 138 cans on this shelf. So everything that was on that counter, plus the cans that I had in here previously, as I mentioned before, I did have some cans in here previously, I was able to get on one shelf in my pantry here. So, all right, there you go. So you can really see how it works. Now I have, now the way I did it, it's not just random. It, you know, it works for me. Here I have 2 rows of corn, and then on the top I have black beans. Here I have 2 rows of tomatoes, and then on the top I have chickpeas. Well, when I ran out of cans that were similar, then this is a row of green beans. This is not a row of corned beef hash. This is a row of sweet peas like that. So what I would do is, I'll set that there. So what I would do is, the rest of the green beans are back here. So basically I'm stacking row for row, sort of like in a pyramid, a backwards pyramid shape, and then filling in with cans that are not exactly similar, but it'll make it easier for me to figure out which cans are which, like that. So this is corned beef hash. This goes back up here with the sweet peas. Now if I pulled this corned beef hash out, I would probably pull another can like from here over to here, and then you can see these are all potatoes. Then I have a corned beef hash and baked beans. It's actually 2 rows of baked beans here, but I just needed 1 space for that can. So that's kind of how I make sense of all of this, and it's easy for me to figure out what it is I'm trying to get and get to it this way. So, but over here, as you can see, these are all different cans. This side here is sort of random cans. Not random, but cans where I only have like 4 cans of beans or 4 cans of spinach. I think I have like 3 cans of sauerkraut here. I only have 2 cans of soup. This is tuna. So these 2 rows here are the rows that are like the random stuff. I keep it together, but it's still random over here. So this is my whole setup for all my cans, and this is just one shelf in my pantry. Just so you can see, my pantry literally goes to the ceiling all the way up here, and I keep flour and goods there. And then this is the first shelf of the second compartment, second shelf, third shelf down here, and then I have a fourth shelf, and fifth shelf all the way down here. So yeah, this is pretty spacious as you can see, and I'm working on filling it up with items that we're gonna need, stocking up on things and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed how I stock my cans. Thanks for watching. Bye.